Our model today will be about putting windows on a wall. And the things I'm going to show you in this demo will be, like this handout is going to be posted on Classroom. And here's how this works. I'm going to ask you to design 5 different kinds of windows, and they're all kind of like included on the handout here. So I'm going to refer back to this handout as I go through the demo of building the windows that I want you to do here today. So let me pop back up to SketchUp and get this out of the way. And here we go. Take a look. So first of all, when you're getting started on this assignment, just create a new file. You'll do Create New. Take the rectangle tool and just make kind of a long, thin rectangle, something like this. I'm going to draw it right along that red axis. So I'm going to draw a rectangle like that. I'll tap P for push-pull and raise that up. And this is going to be, I'm going to put windows on this wall that's right here. All right, scoot that over just a little bit so you can see that a little bit better. And I'm just going to put windows on this wall. It doesn't have to be super thick, right? I didn't make it very thick. And I'm not going to fill it yet. Kind of trust me on this one. I don't think you really want to fill it yet. It will have to be filled, but don't fill it yet. All right, so let's go to work here. Let's take a look, and let's go back here to this handout. The first window, window number 1, is just going to be a basic rectangular window. But there are a couple of things that I want to make sure that you know about. This is going to be true on all of the windows as you work your way along through these. Just a basic rectangular window. Well, now this one's super simple. Just take the rectangle tool and somewhere on the wall, draw a rectangle of whatever size you want. Now, I want you to work with the tools here to create what would be like a window frame or window casing. So here's how I'm going to do that. I'm going to take the black arrow tool and select this surface right here. Then I'm going to tap F for offset, and I'll just click inside there, and I'll just move. It's click, move, click, right? Remember, it doesn't work so well if you click, drag. So I'll just click, move, click. And what I'm doing with the offset tool, we'll draw a rectangle inside the rectangle. So I'm just going to make that outer rectangle the thickness that I want, and click again. And that's going to wind up being the window frame or the window casing. And eventually, I'm not going to do this yet, but eventually we're going to fill the window with glass. It's going to have to be filled with glass, and you're going to fill the window frame with something else. So I want you to use the offset tool to build a window frame. Well, okay, so window number 1 is done. Let's go look at window number 2. It's not too different, except it's going to it's going to be divided out into 4 equal panes of glass. You can see a little diagram here that's on the handout. Window number 2, a basic rectangle with 4 panes of glass in it. All right. Well, all right, so let's begin here. I'm going to make sure nothing is selected. I'm just taking my arrow tool and just like clicking on the ground to make sure that nothing is selected. I'll tap R for rectangle, and I'll just draw a rectangle to begin with. It doesn't matter a whole lot what size it is. All right, now next I'm going to go ahead, and there's a number of ways that you could do this. I think I'm going to take the line tool, and I mentioned in a previous lesson that the line tool is really good at finding midpoints. So I'm going to find a midpoint right there, and I'll click and come straight down and click on this midpoint. So I'll go from midpoint to midpoint, and that divides it in half vertically. I'm going to do the same thing the other way. I'm going to click over, I'll find the midpoint over here on the left side and click there, and then move across and click the midpoint here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my arrow tool, and I'm going to do this on all of them. I'm going to use my arrow tool to select that surface, tap F for offset, and I'm going to make my window frame in there. Same thing on all the others. Select this surface, F for offset, click in here and make, and I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I could zoom in on this a little bit more, I guess. Black arrow tool, I'm going to select this surface, tap F for offset, click in here, and get my offset in there. And there are ways that you can be very precise, but I'm just eyeballing it and trying to make it look good. All right, one last time. Click on this surface. Use the keyboard shortcut for the arrow tool is the space bar. So I'm hitting the space bar and clicking this surface. Then I tap F for offset and click inside here and just drag that out to make it the thickness that I want. And again, I'm not going to fill that yet. I'll just click in an empty spot. I'll come back and do the filling shortly in a little bit. I don't want to fill it yet. I'm going to fill it at the end. That's what I mean when I said back here on the handout that you're working to build kind of a rectangular window that has 4 separate panes of glass. That's what I just did right there. All right. Well, let's go look at window number 3. Window number 3 is going to be a rectangular window that has an arch above it. Okay, and this is going to involve a new tool, the 2-point arc tool, and I'm going to show you where to find that and how it works and all that kind of thing. Okay, so I'm going to use my hand tool to scoot this over a little bit. So this starts off with a rectangle, just, however big you want to draw it, something like that. Now, the 2-point arc tool, well, here we go. The 2-point arc tool is not on the main toolbar, so I'm going to click on the 3 dots at the bottom of the toolbar, and you'll see all of these other tools that'll pop up, and right here it is. The letter A is the keyboard shortcut for the 2-point arc tool, but I'm showing you where it is right now, so in case you want to locate it this way, hit the 3 dots at the bottom of the toolbar, and it is right there. Boom. Okay, here's how it works. I'm going to click, this is going to be a first click on the top left-hand corner of that rectangle. Click once. I'm going to come over and click again here at the other corner. And then I'm just going to move the mouse up. I'm not holding the button right now. I'm just moving the mouse. And I want it to be right there on the face. Sometimes if you go slowly, you'll see a little hint there that says on face. That's good. You want that. All right. So when I feel like, okay, I got it, and if I move carefully enough, it'll tell me, okay, now you have a half circle. You don't have to do a half circle. You could bend it a little less than that or whatever you want, but I'm going to do a third click. So that was a click on the left, a click on the right, bend the line, and then click. So it makes a shape like that. Okay. Well, so now we're going to do our offset tool and make the frames inside of there, the window frames. So I'm going to tap the space bar and select this rectangular surface. Tap F for offset, click inside, and I'll just kind of do it about like that. Just eyeball it. I'm going to tap the space bar for the arrow tool and click this area right here. Tap F for offset, click inside, and I'll just kind of pull that out to whatever thickness I want. Just click, move, click. And now I'm just going to select, I'm just going to click at an empty spot out here. And so, again, I'm going to come back and fill that here in a minute. I don't want to fill it yet, but that's what I want this one to be shaped like. And if you're thinking, well, do I have to make that window? Yes. You have to make these 4 windows right here, the basic rectangular, the one with the 4 glass panes, the one with the arch on top, and then here's window number 4. Window number 4 is going to be kind of 3 vertical rectangles that are edge to edge. See how I put a little diagram right here to give you the idea of what I want. All right, so I'm going to scoot this over and I'll make this window down in this area over here. Rectangle tool. And I'm just going to draw a rectangle like that. And again, I'm not really going to be all that concerned about these all being exactly the same size. There would be ways to do that, sure. But what I'm going to do is just make the next rectangle. I'll click here, move like that, and click. And then I'm going to click here, move like this. I want to match it up. I don't want to be sloppy. I want to match it up as best I can. All right. So it's just, that's what I want right there. 3 rectangles that are edge to edge. All right, now let's do our offsets to make the window frames. I'm going to tap the space bar and click on this rectangular surface right here. I'll tap the letter F, click inside, and drag that to the thickness that I want, and click. Space bar, click here. Tap the letter F, click inside, and work my offset. Space bar, click in here, tap the letter F, click inside, work my offset to the thickness that I want, click there, and I'm going to tap the space bar and just click in an empty spot. All right, again, I haven't filled anything, and that's coming. I'm going to fill things last is what I'm going to do. All right, so that's window number 4, right? The handout will guide you. If you will look at the handout, it will guide you along. These 4 are the one, and you have to, try to approximate. You try to do these pretty much like I've got them diagrammed out here. I'm going to be looking for these 4 things right here. Now, roll this on down. Roll the handout on down, and window number 5 says, okay, now this is where you branch out a little bit, and you make a window that is whatever shape you feel like you want to try. Try whatever you feel like you want. Now you're going to have to do the offset thing and put the window frame on it because that's required on all of that, on all of these. Okay, well, so gosh, make it up, folks. I'm going to hit the rectangle tool and make kind of a long, thin rectangle like this. And then I'm going to take that 2-point arc tool, keyboard shortcut is A, and I'm going to click on this corner, and I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other end of this box. I'm going to click on the top corner, the bottom corner, pull it out, stretch it out, and do that. Now, I think I'm going to tap E for eraser, and I'm going to erase that line, and I'm going to erase that line. Now, you don't have to do it just like me. Do your own thing, all right? Use your imagination. All right, now I have to put a window frame on there. That's required. That's a shape that I decided to do, and that's what you do on the 5th window. You come up with your own. I'm going to tap the space bar and select that area right in there. I'm going to tap F for offset, click inside, and then just drag that out so I get a frame that is whatever thickness I want. I want some window framing, so I'll click right there. Space bar is the arrow tool, and I'll just click in an empty spot. My 5 windows are built. This is really the main assignment. Now, filling counts today. You'll notice that over here on the handout, if you'll look at the handout, fill everything. Fill the frames, fill the windows with glass, fill the wall. You have to fill everything to get credit. All right, well, so let's take care of that. B for bucket, right? Actually, I'm going to move my model over just a little bit. All right, B for bucket. Close up the colors here and close up the stone and close up the water because I'm going to do my glass first. All right, so there's a section here for glass and mirrors, and so you go pick whatever kind of glass you feel like you want. All right, I'm going to use this blue glass right here and fill everything with glass that ought to be filled with glass. Notice that when you fill with glass, you actually can see inside the wall, right? Can you tell that? Can you see inside there? You can actually see inside when you fill with glass. Okay, anyway, moving on. Next thing that I'm going to do is we fill the frames of the windows, right? And you can do that with whatever you want. Stone, if you want stone, or metal, or whatever you decide you want to fill it with. I think I will fill it with a metal. I'm going to use some kind of metal. So I'll get this, it's first one in the second row. It's a rough metal. Zoom in a little bit if you need to, and I'm going to fill all of these areas. These are my window frames. I'm going to fill all of them with this metal. You could mix it up and you could fill your window frames. I'll take my hand tool and scoot this over and then back to my bucket tool. All right, so there's that. Now, with the wall, I showed in a previous lesson the triple click trick. If you take the arrow tool and you triple click on something, you can fill it all at once. But that's not going to be a good idea in my case here because I just filled the windows with glass and I filled the frames with metal. And if I triple click this and I fill it, it's going to like overfill all of those things that I drew. So it's not like it's going to take all that long. Maybe I want to fill the wall with just some bricks. Right? And it's not like I have a ton of, it's not going to take forever to fill the wall. It's not hard. It's the wall was not a difficult thing, so there, it's done. What was that, 4 or 5 clicks and I've got the wall filled up, so it's not going to take you forever. This is an example of everything that there is today. Now, sorry, there's no bonus today. There's no bonus opportunity. Sorry about that, but there's been lots of bonus here recently, so we'll take a day off from bonus. You're going to build this wall like I showed you. You're going to have 5 different kinds of windows. The first 4 of those windows are kind of diagrammed out on this handout that is posted on Google Classroom. The first 4 you have to pretty much do what it shows right here, but when you get to the last one, the 5th one, you can design it however you want to design it and fill everything. Fill the wall, fill the frames, fill the glass, fill everything, and then come up here, top left, save it on your Google Drive. I'm not going to wait for that. So, oh, there it is. Save it on your Google Drive, call it Windows or whatever, and there you have it. That's the assignment.